Welcome to episode 26 of Ralph's Stuff. Tonight, just not a sheriff's car. My opinion on the design of the new Deputy Sheriff Patrol cars for the Buncombe County Sheriff's Department. In content 2, more from the class I taught on video production tips and techniques. So, on with the show. I hope you'll enjoy it very much. Hi, I'm experimenting with my laptop, recording this video directly to the laptop rather than using tape. It works real well, lets me monitor it easily, and it's a lot faster because I don't have to read the tape into the system because the video already is. We'll have a lot of tips and techniques in tonight's show, but first we'll look at the new Buncombe County Sheriff's cars. So, let's get on with it. Again, as always, support Public Access TV, Channel 20, Asheville, North Carolina, and the land of the sky. Thank you. There's a new sheriff in town here in Buncombe County. New sheriff was elected in the last election last November, and one of the first things he's done is to redesign the Deputy Sheriff's Patrol cars. Now, I gotta admit, I don't like the new design. It looks to me like a yellow streak, and a yellow streak is not exactly the connotation that you want to have on your deputy's patrol cars. Okay, maybe it's orange, but same thing. Who wants an orange streak? Looks like something a truant officer for the schools or maybe a safety crossing guard would use to get to work. I don't think it's a sheriff's car. This is the new badge. They're getting a new badge also. I think they should stick with the old star instead of looking more like a police badge. So I'm going to have to remove the word dignity from the side of the car there, I'm afraid. What would the old-time sheriffs, people like Jesse James Bailey and Lawrence Brown and Harry Clay and Tom Morrissey say about this new car? Stick with red, white, and blue, guys, or even the Confederate gray like the North Carolina Highway Patrol uses. This is not a sheriff's car. It's just not a sheriff's car, sorry. Okay, now here's one of the major applications you can use on a laptop in the field, and it's a teleprompter. Teleprompters are used by most major newscasters, for example, so they can read it. There's no way, if you're doing a documentary with a lot of information, you got to get across in a timely manner to people watching that you can do it off the top of your head. Of course, even actors use cue cards so they know what to say. But most people most stations use teleprompters. One of the greatest shocks I had when I first came to your TV was that they don't have a teleprompter in here. I mean, that's one of the basics of a studio. Well, one of the reasons is a good teleprompter will cost $1,000 or $2,000. It's really a device that shines the text up on a glass plate that's mounted in front of the camera lens. The camera lens sees through the plate, but the actor who's looking straight at the lens sees the words. You've probably seen the president, when he gives a speech, he's got one of those glass plates there, and he can see theoretically he can read what's on there. I don't know.
That glass plate is on the first for what's this brand?
No, it's a teleprompter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they've been using them since JFK. They've been using them a long time. However, if you have a laptop, you can get a free teleprompter program to work pretty well. You put your laptop just on a little table or something just under the camera lens, so that then when your talent is standing out here and reading it, and he can give him something where he can start it with. Hello, I'm Ralph Roberts. I served my country in ground combat in Vietnam, etc., etc., etc. And if you lose your place, you can stop it and start again. This is an Air Mouse. You can buy it from for about $40, $50 or something like that from Best Buy, somebody like that.
What's it called?
Air Mouse. Air Mouse.
So it's
Anyway,
a
you
wireless,
get it.
It's a wireless mouse.
Yeah. But just a regular mouse won't work. You need something with the presentation codes that will match up. This was actually text I wrote for a Veterans Day salute I did on your TV back in November. And you can change the speed, you can go to the bottom, you can go to the top. But do a search for teleprompter software in Google. You find all kinds of choices. The reason I got this one is because I did have control over it. I was willing to pay the money for it. Some of the free ones you have a lot less control. You set the speed and start it, and you can't stop it if you're getting behind, and so forth.
Do you know using Furnish or Global Report? Because I know they've got to be using something.
Yeah, they're definitely reading. You can tell that. No, I don't know. I haven't seen them filming.
I haven't seen them.
But they're smart to do that because they have a lot of information to put forward in a very limited amount of time. So that's the only way they can do it. And by using two newscasters, which is a pretty common format, you know, one can be taking a break while the other's doing a story and vice versa. And it keeps it moving along and the information flowing. It's done professionally. Yeah, I think they got picked up by Free Speech TV.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
There's just millions of pounds in it.
Yeah, I watch that sometimes, but I haven't seen them on yet. Of course, I watch everything. I'll learn from everybody. So the teleprompter is good, and again, you've already got the laptop. You don't have to pay any extra money for that. It's just whatever you pay for the program, or if you use a free one works for you, that's good too. You can buy a hard disk that will mount on your camera for about $1,500 or so. They're not cheap yet. But with hard disk, you can capture 4 or 5 hours at one time rather than maybe an hour on a tape. So, and also there are other advantages, rather important advantages. One of the most time-consuming things in editing tape is first you shoot it. That takes an hour. You bring it home to read it into your computer. That it works in real time, so that takes another hour. So it takes 2 hours for every hour of video before you can actually edit it. If you record on the hard disk, it takes an hour to record it and maybe 2 or 3 minutes to copy the file from the portable hard drive into your system. So it really speeds things up.
So what are you talking
as well as being able to get longer.
Are you talking about taking your camera and hooking your camera up to your portable hard disk?
Yep, to your laptop, which is the easy way to do it, just like we're doing right now.
Okay.
Or you can get a portable hard drive and hang it off your camera. Now, not just any portable hard drive will work.
Right.
You have to have one that the camera can actually record onto, and they're still expensive, but the prices are coming down.
So, Ralph, are you saying that if you're able to record it straight to a DVD, you can go back into your program, your editing programs, and edit it from the DVD?
No, you're not recording it to a DVD. You're recording it to a hard disk. Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. I had a misunderstanding.
yeah. So you can record this. Let me get out of this.
So this is different than like having, like I've got 3 or 4 external hard drives. A couple of them are 120 gigs and one's 250 gig. So this is different from
Yes,
from
it's
that.
different. Yeah,
Because you're doing it directly onto your laptop.
yeah. Okay, let me show you something here. Actually, I have been recording. Okay, here's something I recorded this afternoon while I was testing my laptop out. Thank you. That's why I like her. Now we can bring it back to the big screen. This is in my office. I was just playing around with the camera. That's my big camera there, my Canon XL2. That's why I don't bring it here. It's a lot to carry around. See, I got a shotgun mounted like you do.
How old is that camera?
I bought it last November. It came out in about middle of last year. Of course, like all cameras, it's pretty much obsolete. It's standard definition, but it takes wonderful pictures. I use it a lot in shooting stuff in
Does it have
studio.
lenses on it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah, that's a nice one. So that's the advantage of using recording the hard drive. If you already have a laptop, you've got no extra cost in it, whereas if you buy one of the portable hard drives to put on the computer, you're talking $1,000, $1,500.
Because you have to have a special kind of
Yeah,
hard drive to do that.
and they really sock it to you.
What's it
When-
called, like, you know?
Portable hard drive. Yeah.
Hard drive cameras.
Yes. But it's not the same quality. To do that, they're compressing it into MPG files, and you lose quality. You also lose quality on the DVD cameras. So while they're nice and convenient, they're very convenient. Still, it's you're compromising.
Yeah.
So let's talk in general about the fundamental stuff you need to know to be able to turn out a video. Most of you already know it, but we're going to review it. The very first thing is cut and paste. You need to know, and for each new video editing program that you begin to learn, look for information, tutorials, how to do these things. And the first thing is cut and paste, because you're going to have people coughing, you're going to have camera jitters, you're going to have a lot of areas that you want to cut out of a clip and then pull it together, and then maybe copy that entire edited clip or to the timeline to where you're going to use it in your program. So learn how to cut and paste. Adding voiceovers. You do that a lot because you just cannot do everything in the field. And a lot of times, maybe you're out shooting the town square in some little mountain town here in North Carolina, and you shoot this really neat looking statue, but you have no idea what it means or what the guy did that was riding the horse that has the pigeons roosting on his bronze hat now. So you go home and you research it, and then you can appear very well informed as you tell them what General Joe Blow did during the War of 1812 or whatever. Now, titles. Titles are another of the basics. There's only 4 or 5 basics you need to know to turn out a complete program. You need to know how to put in titles. If you can make it scroll, if you can make it fade in and fade out, that's good too. And depends on whether your program will allow it. But first you have to know how to put in the titles, how to change fonts, how to change color of the text, how to make it bigger and smaller. Once you know that, then your video looks really professional because it has a nice title. It's got captions when a new person appears or you go to a new place. It's just what people expect to see. And I say captures here, but that's the first thing you probably need to learn is how to get video into your editing system to work on it. In Premiere Elements there, it asks us if we wanted to load in a file or capture direct from the camera. You need to know what you're doing, and in most cases you'll be hooking your camera using the FireWire connection directly to the computer, and then the program will recognize the camera on the firewall and pull in your program. Some programs, including this one, and I think most nonlinear editors will actually control the camera. You can rewind, you can fast forward, you can play, and then record it there while it's playing. We have questions so far? I'm making it sound awfully simple, but here's the secret. It is. Go ahead.
I've been using, like I said before, I've been using iMovie Bid.
Yes.
And so I feel pretty familiar with it, pretty capable with it. And I wanted to try and explore Final Cut Pro and Final Cut Express a little bit, and so I was trying to do material with that, and I was having a terrible time, even just capturing.
Well, the theory of how it operates is the same, but of course the mechanics of how it operates are usually different. They use different controls in different places and different menus. So the best way to learn the new program is just to relate what you want to do to simple things. The first thing you need to do is learn how to capture. So you've got the world's greatest resource on Final Cut right there in front of you, and that's your computer. Just Google tutorial capture Final Pro, and you'll get that. Plus, Final Pro has pretty good things built into it too. And it's confusing at first, but once you do it a few times, it becomes second nature, like in anything. A lot of people get discouraged in the initial period of confusion. You just got to fight your way through that, and you find out it's pretty simple after all. But you know, you got to fight it to find out. So you learn how to capture, how to trim your video clips and cut and paste where you want it, and how to add voiceover and music. Music's added the same way. You just import it in like from an MP3 file or a WAV file or AIF in the case of Macintosh usually, and how to put on the timeline. How to add, if you don't have enough tracks, you can add additional tracks. You might want to find out how to do that. And you want to learn how to go by your timeline so that if you're producing a 28-minute program for your TV here, it comes out that exactly 28 minutes. In addition to getting ready for this class, which I'd waited pretty much the last minute, as usual, it's been a busy week. I also edited and burned the full air program, Rapid Draft Runs the Roads number 5, and brought it to turn in because I didn't have a show for tomorrow night. So you can do the editing fast. Now once you've learned the simple stuff in editing, it's time to move on to the things that really enhance your video and make people say, gosh, wow, how'd he do that? And that's transitions, and the better programs have lots of transitions and use things like dissolves and page peels and Venetian blinds and barn doors. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Do you find that you use a lot of those?
I find that I use simple ones most of the time.
Yeah, I tend to use fade in and fade out.
Yeah, a simple dissolve. That's.
I don't get fancy.
I don't get too fancy either, but I'll occasionally feel creative, and I'll put a picture in a picture, or have that picture in picture rotate in and come in place. Picture in picture, of course, is a small video inside your main video and showing up. So there's ways to use it. Sometimes I use a revolving cube or spear or something like that, just for fun. But too much of that, and you'll lose the viewer. If you notice the network TV, they'll use stuff like that in the introduction for 30 seconds maybe, and then they go to a more restrained way of doing it, just dissolving in and out, fading to black. That's been used since the early days of film, stuff like that. Special effects, chroma key is something that's very nice. That's why we have the blue background here, so that I can go home and in my video editing program I can remove the blue background and put in maybe a close-up of the screen or an example. I don't think you can with iMovie. Final Cut you certainly can though.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so that would be a reason to upgrade, because chroma key is used a lot.
Yeah.
It can really enhance programs, and it's very simple to do as long as you have the right background.
Have you checked in effects and the effects
I've looked and I haven't been able to find it.
Yeah. I haven't used iMovie that much, but I don't think it will. You might be able to get a plug-in or something for it that would allow it. So, but I don't use Macintosh that much. I actually have a Macintosh. I haven't turned it on for years. Probably time to trade it out. I got into, I don't like PCs either, by the way. I'm a Linux guy. But I got into PCs when they first came out in 1984 because that was the market for articles and books, and for many years I made my living writing books and articles about computers, and people want to know how to use the Windows machines, so that's what we did. That's the basics. But what questions do we have so far? You guys know it all? Nah.
Well, going back to, not a fan of PC, but it does come with some type of video.
The Windows Movie Maker.
Have you seen much products come out of that? I think Sean's Calf, I think he utilizes that. I believe he does.
Why? Well, but now you know ways to improve it without him spend a whole lot. Oh, you were going to show us something. That's right. Yeah.
Do we have time? What time is it?
Yeah, it's just 7:38.
Oh.
I don't have to be home before dark, so we're okay. There are a lot of beautiful places to film in North Carolina. I went to Lake Lure twice this week and filmed it.
North Carolina's beautiful.
Yeah, but all those big rock cliffs and Chimney Rock and everything, it's incredible. Well, you got decoupage on your computer? Incredible.
No, it's not decoupage.
Well, it looks like
little
decoupage.
Girly label.
Yeah,
So I can girlify up my
see.
tech stuff.
My mother used to do decoupage, yeah. That is well lit.
Lighting.
Yeah, I like the lighting.
92, 1992. I've been making
See, she's learning stuff.
1992.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really soft. There's no shadow.
Yeah, it's obvious you took some time to set that up.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Tricks. I was just wished in my
Now, are you
heart.
using the work lights for that?
I'm retired.
No, I'm using an incandescent light here that's a sconce in the house, a lamp here,
Yeah.
incandescent, a work light here that's incandescent, and right here is one of those chicken light spots that I just I clamped some parchment paper over, and that made it works great.
Is that a window in the background?
That's a window that I've got a blackened out shade on, so that it's only just a little blue light coming in.
But see, that really looks professional, and that's the difference, you know, that
Yeah, it
makes
does.
shows stand out.
And the sound is actually better because it's a little. It's actually the sound is excellent.
Is actually the one door.
Because it's just coming out of here, and it's just not quite as good as.
I've got a nice little handy U-shaped work area.
Now, are you shooting this yourself?
Yeah, with this camera,
You're doing it by yourself, though.
I'm doing it all by myself. Editing, programming.
I got that same tool machine.
You got a little featherweight? Yeah, that's a break. Okay, so I'm really happy with this because this is close up. And look how good my face looks.
Yeah.
I'm just real happy. It's like, okay, they're going to catch this in the beginning and they'll think I really look good in the other
You got your
areas.
flower on there, too.
Yeah, I've got the same one. Got the same shirt on.
Most of the sewing shops. that
And
sell
this is raw footage, so I have to edit this.
fabric
One.
shops,
Yeah.
Are you using a teleprompter?
Not here, you said good.
Are you using a teleprompter?
No, this is just stuff because I know my
most of the fabric
content so
shops
well.
have sewing
I'm just going off of knowledge that I have from
fabric shops that are the
because I'm trying to. This is a hat making lesson.
lessons.
So, and it's, so I'm telling them
Indulgent
right now what kind of supplies and materials they need to
straight
have
stitch and simple sewing
to make a hat.
Good.
easily.
And so, but I wanted to say, look how good the lining is.
Yeah.
I think it's really
Well,
good.
I feel really good that you're profiting from.
Yeah, and look, you know, like,
A good
oh,
selection
well,
of
I won't get into that. But anyway, that's it.
Good.
Now I can't, this computer doesn't have enough power to run this stuff in.
Uh-huh.
For some reason it just doesn't, I don't know why, you can see.
Memory?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't start loading.
And these are the brownies that she made.
Yep.
Those are good.
So that's it. And that's how you, and Rick, when you've got the right, because it won't load into this one because of
The size of the gig.
size, yeah.
Uh-huh.
On my other one, it runs right in, and on iMovie, you just
So
start.
that's a Mac, you got a Mac. Right?
Yeah, that's a Mac, but I also have, oh no, it went in. I'll be darned. See, before it didn't go in. So now it's recording it. You see it clicked right in there.
We tried to import it.
I tried before and it didn't seem to work,
Looks like
but this
it's
time it's
imported.
working just
It looks like it's
fine.
important right
It's
there.
importing just fine. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. See? Just
I don't know, I was doing something wrong before.
Magical things happen sometimes.
Yeah, so, so it's doing it now, I don't know why. That's great, because I can tote my laptop around and,
Great. Okay, do we have any other questions? Thanks for showing us that.
well, thanks for giving us the lighting lessons.
Well, thanks for the brownies.
That's mine.
You got this thing that's right at the beginning, and it kind of intrigued me. And you had something that sort of referred to it right near the beginning of what we were doing.
Yes.
And it has action as content, and content shows action.
Well, yeah, that's the whole reason for video and for film in general, since it started back in the 19th century, is moving pictures. So rather than just having a static shot of a talking head, you need to generate some sort of action. Now you can do that through several ways. You can do it by by using a chroma key and changing the action going on behind the person. You can have the person move around. You can have more than one camera and change the angles. That really helps a lot. I've done experiments with that. It really works. But
7 different perspectives.
whatever you do, one thing that there are several things that causes people to continue to watch what you have on. The first is simple movement and the fact that they can understand what's being said and that it's lit well. But the most important thing is content. It has to be visually interesting, and also they need to be getting information back that they're interested in. If they're interested in how to make a hat, then they're going to watch her show because she's giving them techniques and details and where to find the supplies and all the stuff they want to know.
All of that information you would consider to be action also.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. When you're doing your show, you want to do something that relates preferably both to the kids and to the parents also. Because the home education process is as much educating the parent, I think, as it is educating the children. That's what a lot of people overlook in that, because when kids go to public schools, theoretically at least, the teacher knows a lot of stuff already. In the home environment, the parent may not know very much about the course, or they may not have been exposed to it since they were in school, below these many decades past. So they're having to learn, preferably at a rate just slightly faster than the children are learning, to keep up with them.
Well, some of the stuff that I've watched on PBS,
Go to ralphwroberts.com to see this show again.